I have no idea where it's going to open. We were trying to figure that out ourselves today. We do believe, however, that it has miles to go because institutional interest in Bitcoin alone, which is the largest cryptocurrency out there, is, we think, going to add up to $500,000 to the price of Bitcoin. And when I say that, we've based this on a study focusing on what institutions are looking for. They're looking for low correlations of returns. This is a new asset class. So institutions are interested, they are moving in. If they add up to 5% in their asset allocation to Bitcoin, that alone could be up to a $500,000 increase in the price. So we're at the very beginning of what we believe is going to be a long and exciting journey.
Bitcoin is the big boy in the relatively new market of cryptocurrency. With prices holding steady around the $60,000 mark, what does its future look like? Investors are eyeing this virtual money as studies have shown interest in it could potentially boost its total value up to around the $500,000 mark. Disruptive innovation is a huge need in the market. After the collapse of the tech bubble, people were only looking for safe bets and passive strategies. This meant that the more innovative technology companies were moving back into the private sectors. These companies were being neglected in both research and evaluation in the market. However, it didn't take long before these companies were trading at 20 and 30 times what they were being evaluated at, leading to the biggest misallocation of market capital ever. We now see tech giants such as Tesla thriving as the most successful companies in the entire world. Bitcoin and the second most valuable cryptocurrency, Ether, may just have what it takes to become a $10 trillion opportunity. If institutional investors opt to invest a 5 to 10% portion of these cryptos in their portfolios, interest in them has the potential to spike to that aforementioned $500,000 range. If you find yourself without the experience you need to get started on investing in these types of markets, look into getting yourself a mentor to guide you along the path. Be willing to buy into ideas and opportunities that no one else wants. By being resourceful and having a willingness to work your way from the bottom up, you can succeed. When the other people on top are instantly willing to dismiss an idea, it's always worth looking into. You may just be able to find a hidden gem that no one else could see.
I founded ARK Invest in 2014 for two reasons. The first was to focus exclusively on disruptive innovation. I felt that it was a huge unmet need in the market because after the tech and telecom bust and then 08-09, so over those 10 years and even longer, we saw risk aversion rise in the market. And what did that mean? It meant to move towards indexed or passive strategies. And at the same time, we saw the search for innovation or getting exposure to innovation moving into the private markets. And yet there were some amazing companies in the public markets, and they were being neglected, both from a research point of view, they weren't big parts of indexes, if they were in the index at all, and from a valuation point of view. So there was a lot of low-hanging fruit. We saw companies in the private markets trading for 10 or 20 or 30 times the valuations in the public markets. So that was the first reason, and really addressing what I believe is the most massive misallocation of capital that has happened ever. We do have a fund right now only with two currencies in it. This is a private fund, and that's Bitcoin and Ether. Yes, we think it's an asset class. We think Bitcoin itself will, I was quoted in some paper, I never said this, but someone did some homework and added what I was saying up and said, ARK thinks this is a $10 trillion opportunity when it came to Bitcoin. And I said, I never said that, but I did actually say it with the building blocks. We think institutional could institutional going to say 5 or 6% of institutional portfolios, again, very low correlation. And that's sort of where real estate and emerging markets went. That would add $500,000 to Bitcoin's price. So right there, that's nearly a tenfold increase. Oh, well, I've had incredible mentors. I don't think you can do it without mentors. Art Laffer, Sig Sigales, Bob Kiter, Lulu Wang, Tanya Modik. I think beyond that, though, because of how I started in the industry, I started with economics, so big picture, needed perspective. And I was willing, in order to become an equity analyst at Janus & Associates, to buy into ideas that nobody wanted. I think that's a big part of success generally. So when I started following equities, Sig Sigalis, bless his heart, gave me the opportunity. I wanted to grow in the business. And he said, but I'm not going to take any stocks away from our seasoned analysts. Find your own. So I was like a little dog under the table. And so Reuters and Telerate and Vodafone, nobody wanted those stocks. They certainly didn't want the foreign ones at that time. The US was where the action was. And database publishing, Reuters, Telerate, database publishing. Tech analysts didn't want it because it wasn't pure database. Publishing analysts didn't want it because it wasn't pure publishing. And I'm saying, I'll take that. And of course, what happens? That was the precursor to the internet, a very big idea.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content.